Hello everyone, I'm Start by Leo. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to cut based on request again uh, the back of my Bustier dress. It's just a simple straight back. So as you all know, I'll be working with my imaginary measurement of bust 42 on the bust 34, 32, waistline 34, and then for my length I'll be working with half length 17 and a half, on the bust 14 and a half, and then my yoke line 7. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark out all my lengths. This is my yoke line 7 inches, this is my under bust, and this is my half length. So I'm going to do the same at the far side. 7 inches on the bust, half length, my yoke line, my under bust, and then my half length. Then I'm going to link the 3 together. I joined it on a straight rule. Can we all see my length? And I connected it on both ends. Next thing I did was mark out my zip allowance, 1.5 inch all the way down to the half length. My zip allowance, so I know what I'm working with. Next thing to do is to mark out my shoulder length. Shoulder 8, 16 divided by 2, that is 8. I'm going to come down, mark the same thing at the yoke line. My shoulder length is the same measurement I'll be using for my armhole. Mark 8 inches and then link the two together on a straight rule also. I hope we can all see this clearly. Please, if you have questions, do well to ask in the comment section. If you have any requests, do well to paste it also in the comments. I'll be attending to them. Can we all see this? So I have my bodice pattern. Next thing I'm going to do is to mark out all my circumference on the already ruled line. I'm going to mark out my bust on my armhole measurement, armhole length. So I have bust 42 divided by 4, 10 and a half plus sewing allowance 2.5 inches. Depends on whatever you add as your sewing allowance. So I'm going to come to the under bust, mark the same thing, 32 divided by 4, 8 plus sewing allowance 2.5 inch. Come to my half length, 34 divided by 4, 8.5 plus sewing allowance 2.5. So after marking out my bodies and connecting it with the help of my French curve, can you see? Connecting all the measurements. Don't forget my bust line 42 inches divided by 4, that is 10.5 plus the sewing allowance. You see, this is the original bodies without allowance. This is the original bodies without allowance. This is my new bodies with sewing allowance. So the next thing I'm going to do is create my neck, mark out my neck. So for the width I used 4 inches, and then for the length I used 1.5 inches. It depends strongly on the style. If you have a particular style you want me to cut the back or the style, either the front bodies or the back bodies or the down part of the body, you can also send me a message on this WhatsApp number showing on the screen, or make sure to join my Telegram channel too to ask for requests and get updated. So you notice I then linked it together with the help of my French curve. I linked it together with the help of my French curve. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is create my shoulder slant, and that is coming down by shoulder by 1 inch. I came down by 1 inch, and then I'm going to link it. I hope you can all see this. You link that shoulder slant to your neckline. Link it to the neck measurement. Can we see how simple this is? Next thing I'm going to do is to simply place my French curve in a way that it is touching both my bust line at the sewing allowance and then the shoulder slant. Can you see that it is touching the two? Place it in such a way that it is touching the two. Or if you are good with freehand sketch, you can use your freehand for your armhole marking. So can you see how simple and straightforward this is? I tell people most of these tools are quite important. They make marking and cutting and pattern drafting stress-free for fashion beginners and even fashion experts. So do well to get yours. So this is my basic body for my back pattern. The next thing I'm going to do now is to create my dart on the back, and according to this style I'm working with, I'm going to divide my underbust, don't forget, by 8, and then my underbust is 32 divided by 8 is 4. I'm going to mark 4 all the way up, all the way down. But at the yoke, so after marking my 4 inches at the yoke line, at the underbust, and then at the waistline, next thing I'm going to do is I'll come back to my armhole drafting and then mark out whatever I have without the shoulder slant. Can you see? Originally I marked my armhole from the top, but now I'm going to measure from the shoulder slant, and then I have 7 inches. I'm going to divide by 2, so we have 3.5 inches. Mark your division. Can you see? Mark it so it is showing clearly. I hope we can all see this. And then I'm going to link it down to my half length. Can we all see there's an error here? Don't follow the initial marking. Just link it directly down to your half length, and then you have your drafting for this kind of style. Don't forget, mark out your armhole drafting divided by 2. Can we see from the shoulder slant? Mark it down to where your armhole is, and then whatever you have, this is 3.5, mark it correctly, and then link it down with the help of your French curve. If you are very good with freehand sketch also, you can use. And then we have our back bodies according to the picture showing on the screen. Can we see how simple this is? It is very simple and quite straightforward. Next thing I'm going to do is to cut out my pattern. So let's cut this out. So can we all see how simple and direct this is? So So this is our pattern. Don't forget, this is our zip allowance. You can fold it all the way down. And you can as well notch it just to know where your zip allowance is and what you are working with. Can we see this perfectly? So it depends on the style, and don't forget you can also adjust whatever you have down here. It depends on what you are trying to achieve. So if this has been helpful in any way, make sure to subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining again. If you have a request, you can drop it in the comments, and then my number showing on the screen for my WhatsApp to send picture requests. So I'll be working on every single one of them. Thank you so much for joining. See you next time. Peace.